we've done about as much as we can in terms of just running around and grabbing resources. I've been moving my stuff whilst it was waiting to get light down to this location down here. This is where I want to build my proper little base, and we'll head down there in a second. But went all the way up around here, found some black forest up here. There's a copper deposit there and there. I didn't get time to drop this one because I got attacked by a troll. And a couple of grey dwarves, but yeah, we sort of mapped out our starter islands pretty well. Still obviously haven't been in here, but I'll explore this over sort of the next day or two, just because I want to start, I want to still get loads more resources in before I fight the first boss, because my mission with this playthrough, I was dilemmaing earlier on as to where I would call it quits on this playthrough, and I think the best way to call it quits is just don't die. Obviously, there's a respawn mechanic in this game. You just lose a few of your levels in terms of stats, and then you're back to normal. But I quite like the idea of getting these as high as I can, how high as they'll go, and I don't want to be dying and losing levels. So I think that's a nice little challenge that I'm going to set myself from this point onwards. And that wasn't because I died somewhere and had to reboot it. Like, I still haven't died yet. So I'm gonna play this as long as I can without dying, and then probably when I die, I'll probably call it quits on this world. But that rambling aside, that means that I actually need to get decent resources together. I can't just go like, oh, I'm going to go and jump into this cave. Oh, I'm going to go and fight this. Oh, I'm going to go and do this. I need to be prepared. And if you saw the whole of the time lapse just previously, you'll notice I went into a cave and got absolutely walloped by a troll. He did about 60 damage in one hit. So I need to be a little bit more prepared. But enough of that. We will now break down all our resources here. Just make sure we've got 4 bees left. I'm going to leave that chest there for the time being, just because it's just got things I don't want in them. I'll leave the bench here just so that I can then break that down again when it comes back to it. But if we head on down here, I've decided that I'm going to set up in one of these little things, these sort of like 5 stone rune things. I don't know whether there's anything underneath if you dig, but I did like that one, but I found a much nicer one with a much nicer view out in the plains down here. And I had to do a little bit of preliminary building just to make sure that it would fit, like my idea of what I want to build would fit inside. But I think it will, based on just laying some poles down to sort of map out the area of where I want to build. I think it'll fit inside, so we should be all good on that front. But this is now where we're going to build. We're going to build out in this nice little meadow here. I've just been clearing some trees. But we're going to build in the centre of here. And I'm going to build myself my main sort of long haul base here. So lots of storage, lots of containers. This is where I'm going to do all my building, my crafting and all of that. Mainly have most of my portals here, and then I still like this place as a location, and I do want to go and build over there at some point, but just as a central base hub, I'm just gonna set up around here because it'd be quite nice. Let's set the bees up outside of there because I was going to put them there, but then I realised that that's exactly where I want to build. So as you can see, this is what I meant by I've measured it out. It should just about fit. and then I'm going to have some sort of space on the side here. But the plan is I'm going to fence it off in a circle and then build like a longhouse in the middle. And then I'll have like room for portals and stuff outside, and then inside's going to be storage and food and warmth and all of that. This doesn't even need to be the right way around. So yeah, that one was fine. Well, it's a shame that it's raining, but we're just going to have to deal with that. But so the idea is going to be, something along the lines of this. I kind of want that to be. Deal with that little gap there, I guess I can. Rain has stopped. I built myself a little bed so we can now sleep through the nights as well. But this is going to be the general idea. We've got everything ringed off around the outside. We've got our entrance and exit here. It'll either be doored or it'll be open, and then I'll have a bigger pen, if you like, around the outside. But this isn't going to stay here. That's just temporarily so I can sleep. This is all going to be sort of open round here. And inside, these are going to be walled, roof up over the top, probably doors on either side, and then, as I say, entrance and exit through here. And yeah, as I've proven time and again, I'm unable to build and talk at the same time, so you love to see it, but back we go. et voila, the house is complete. Now, the astute observer may notice that I am wearing different clothes. And that is because I finished building the house. I then put things like the tanning rack down and rearranged my containers, and then created some leather pants, leather tunics, upgraded on my gear, did all of this. Then when I came to watch the footage back, it had corrupted, and the audio was just all over the place. So, long story short, we can't see that. So I'm just going to give a quick little tour around. That's where I'll be cooking my food. This is outside. I've got 3 beehives here. I seem to be really lucky with the bees in this sort of play area. I got rid of my little sleeping hut, so I'm going to use all of this for sort of growing carrots and turnips when I find the seeds. But yeah, in this playthrough, I seem to be really lucky when it comes to bees, because I've found, what is that, 9 so far, which are this is the most amount of beehives I've ever had, which is quite mad. But up top, got my bed, and that's pretty much it for the longhouse. If we come out here, I've leveled the ground off just because I plan on, I guess, building a little town, or at least expanding out, because I'm gonna have a big carrot and turnip operation. Like, I'm gonna be growing hundreds. So I'm probably gonna use a lot of this for like farmlands, and I'll build like I'm thinking I'm gonna like fence it off, because if I come over here, I found these 2 wee little piggies. Hold up. 1, 2. Okay, well, I found 2 little piggies, and they have had 3 little piggies, for a sum total of now 5 little piggies. So, yeah, I was going to say we can start breeding boars, but they have already started. They've run out of food. Nom nom nom. I should have given them... Nah, you can have the mushrooms. But I'm thinking I'm going to build a big circular pen and have just all my boars and crops and that, and hopefully tame some wolves, and then we can have like wolves roaming around. But there we have it. That's my first little abode. I like it. It's nice. It's quaint. We'll see how it stands up to base attacks later on down the line, because we'll get attacked by various... you should be fine against everything. I mean, the only thing I'm worried about is trolls, because they can obviously just batter things down. All of the other sort of like base defense little things that happen are all relatively easy, because they're just normal mobs. But yeah, I'm quite happy with it. But the reason we crafted up all this gear, crafted up arrows, crafted up and got our deer trophies there, is that we were on our way to fight Ichthir, the first boss. So yeah, I guess we're going to go back to that.